Hello dear students, this is the 17th session of 5th semester BBA subject Computer Application in Business affiliated to the Bangalore North University. In current session, we are going to discuss about the transaction processing system, which is called as TPS, meaning, objectives and transaction processing cycle, which comes under the Unit 2, which is the topic name is Types of Information System. Learning objectives of this chapter is to provide an overview of different types of information system. After the session, the session outcome is the students would be able to understand and define TPS, Transaction Processing System, and also to know about the to state the objectives of the TPS and explain the transaction processing cycle. Now let us discuss on the transaction processing system meaning. Here TPS is an information system used for operational support in a business. Transaction is an event or an activity that affects the organization, such as sales, purchases, deposits and withdrawal and so on. TP is a set of procedures for handling transactions like calculation, storage and retrieval, classification, summarization, sorting, etc. Examples of TPS transactions are sales orders, online reservation system, payroll and employee records. Here, to elaborate more about the meaning and basic concepts of transaction processing system, see, it is a software system, or we can say it's a software and hardware combination that supports the system to process the business transaction. So every business transaction, especially the large business transaction, volume wise, large storage capacity which requires, so it's that data may be generated data or modified data that are stored in the information system. So basically it's a software system which either we can say it's a combination of software and hardware which supports the business transaction to be processed and recorded. Further, we can also understand TPS as it's a type of information system that manages the data created in every day of a business operation. It may be storing or formatting, processing, retrieving and creating some new data. So in that way, the objectives which I have mentioned here, see, online reservation system is even online purchase order entry. These are all the related to a particular event of booking which takes the processes to be carried on by the system. So it's reservation, confirmation or waiting list, cancellation, so on. There are many such inbuilt system software where it will give the actual processed data and output. Once you online book the tickets, you will be able to know the status, whether it's confirmation is you are getting or not. So everything is available. These are all the examples of TPS. By using the TPS, how the reservation, online booking, the tickets and so on is made easy for the customers. even the sales orders. The sales orders or all these are the day-to-day business and transactions. Purchase order, sales order, returns and withdrawals. All these are even employee records, employees related, attendance, absence, and the performance appraisal. All these are employees record also can be maintained with the help of TPS. So this is about the basic meaning and concepts with examples about the transaction processing system. So nowadays almost every business has the system called TPS, which is used on a day-to-day basis. Next come to objectives of transaction processing system. To serve the elementary activities of an entity. It means what is the elementary activities on a day-to-day basis, whatever the business transactions takes place, sales, purchase or any other financial transactions, all these are elementary activities of a business entity will be served with the help of TPS to support the operational level of business, production and operation. All these business main focus will be supported, will be with the help of TPS. So next is to supply the data for higher level management. Of course, the higher level management decision based on the available information which is processed through TPS can be used to take a decision. A supportive tool. This is a supportive tool for management to take decisions. Next is TPS is objective is to complete the task with a predefined structured task. See, this is designed. TPS is a information system which is designed to process the regular business transaction, especially those transactions which are having a large volume, and it is called as it is a task which is predefined and structured and standardized one. So these transactions can be processed, and its objective is to complete these transactions or task. Next objective of TPS is to help strategic consequences, means excuse me, the business strategic decisions and the TPS information which is available, which will help the strategic consequences and while taking the decisions. And the last objective of TPS is to survive in the organization, survival of the organization in the business environment. It means the main purpose of these softwares or the updation of technology in the adoption of these technology in the business entity is mainly to improve the efficiency, quality improvement, and less time consumption and cost efficiency. So in the present business world, competitive business world, a technically driven market, globalized market, every business or an entity needs to be automation, needs to go for automation. That means usage of these kind of system or IS information system through this TPS and many more available softwares or IS, which makes the company to survive in the business. And that is what it is called. TPS objective is to make the company or organization to survive in the business world and also to grow in the future days. So these are all the few objectives of transaction processing system, a software which is very much essential in nowadays business to be implemented in whether it's a medium size or small or big business entrepreneur. So these are all the some objectives of installing TPS. Next we will go for the TPS cycle, how the transaction processing goes on, and what is the cycle of this how it will go through the different stages of no processing. First will be data entry. Data entry means the TPS takes the data, it's input activity in the transaction processing system, which is called as data entry process, and data is captured or collected by records or coding or editing activities and so on. So this is one first cycle. Next is transaction processing, where actual data will be processed, and here we have two types of processing, which is called as batch processing and real time processing. Here batch processing means in a day to day basis, maybe beginning of the day, half day, say for example in a bank, clearing of check collection can be done within 3 o'clock. So 3 p.m., whatever the bulk bunches of check collection happened will be called one batch. Batch wise check clearance processing will be done. That is called batch processing, where in a batch processing system, transaction data is accumulated over a period of time and processed periodically. Say half a day or within one day, whatever the transactions, uh, transaction data is accumulated, not on individual basis. It is an accumulated business transaction data which will be processed, and in this is called batch processing system. So example I gave, check collection, check and presenting in the bank, and then check encashing the check. So all these are the different even bill generation also, credit card related transaction also. All these are the different examples in different sectors. Next is in that one more transaction is there. Transaction processing has two things. One is batch processing, which we covered just now. Next one is real time processing. Real time processing means it's on the basis of the transaction data which happens immediately after they are generated. So it has to provide immediate output to the end user or customer. It means, for example, online reservation, railway or airlines reservation. When the data is processed, the output, whether the confirmation of ticket is a output that has to be given immediately to the end user, whether it's a confirmed seat, there is a waiting list or whatever. So in that way, real time processing system has to be done immediately after they have this this system has generated, and immediately it has to provide output to the customers or end users. Then we have next cycle or next stage, which is called file and database updation. File and database is the main, this is the main task of the transaction processing system, maintaining the file and files and databases of the concerned department of an entity. Next is document and report generation. Document and report generation means here documents such as sales receipt, customer statement. We have different types of documents and reports to be generated, such as I told you, customer statement or sales receipt. Uh, it's one type. Again, in case of manager using internally some type of reports, that is also to be generated. In case of accounting statement in a banks, where customers are asking monthly statement, or we can say statement of cash flow or income statement. All these are the different types of documents and reports to be generated. So in that way, the fourth step is over. Next is inquiry processing. Even the last step of TPS is cycle is inquiry, where the responses are displayed in a variety of pre-specified format or screen, such as checking balance in the account, online in through internet banking. So for example, and receiving the immediate response on computer. Even the ATM machine, which has now made it having a varieties of inquiry, mini statement generation, or banking, or password changing, checkbook request, and many other transactions. So this is the last step of the TPS cycle. So this is about the today's session. We have multiple choice questions. These are all multiple choice questions are there. This is the references. Thank you.